I'm telling you all my deepest, darkest secrets. Y'all, I am really not doing much with myself or my hair today. I don't even care if it's hot outside. I'm wearing some oversized sweats, a t-shirt. I'm going to put on a little sports bra and pull my nasty, crunchy hair up. Thought I would hop on here and share with you guys all the jobs that I've had in the spirit of looking for another job. Buckle up. It's a roller coaster, and I've had a lot of jobs. Start all the way back at the beginning when I was 17-ish. I was kind of late to getting a job and getting my license. I don't think I got my license until I was 18. I was 17-ish, and my first job before I got pregnant with my eldest daughter, I was a car hop at Sonic. Sonic was very new to the town, and it was still opening when we all got started. We had to learn how to skate. If we didn't know already, they had to skate up and down the lot so we can get comfortable with it and all of that. Some girls had their own skates and brought their own skates. I didn't, and I never bought any because I never brought any. I don't remember ever bringing skates with me or taking them home, and I always left them there. At least I'm pretty sure. Maybe my memory doesn't serve me right. Is it car hop? I was also a car hop while I was pregnant. And at some point during my pregnancy, I went to go work at a deli kind of place on base. My dad was retired Air Force and military dependent ID. Even though he was retired, went to go work on base at like some kind of deli kind of thing. Not Subway, but something similar to that style where you can get sub sandwiches, hot or cold kind of sandwiches. I did that for a while, and I don't remember if I got fired or if I quit. I'm not quite sure because that was a million moons ago. But I did that for a season at the same time as being a car hop. At some point, I either got fired from both or I quit both. After being a car hop, I went to be a stay-at-home mom. That's job number 3. I still call that a job because it is very hard work. And I did that for several years. At some point, I got tired of being a stay-at-home mom when we really had no money. I was broke. We were broke. We was like only an E4 or something like that in the military, so we were broke all the time. We couldn't go many places. I think I might have had my own car, or we still had one car. I can't really remember, but we still couldn't go many places. We would go to the park and stuff like that, but that gets monotonous and boring, so I wanted my own job. I put my kids in daycare to go work at a different daycare. Somehow I got my foot in the door over there. I don't know if it was someone vouched for me or I just happened to be looking for any kind of job and stumbled across that. But I worked there for a season, and I'm not gonna lie, I got fired from the daycare job. Why, I can't remember, other than some parent was complaining about something I did. Who knows? Obviously, I'm not really good at working. Got fired a couple times in my lifetime. Fired from that job. Went to just be a stay-at-home mom again for a while. I became a tax preparer at H&R Block. I did that only during the tax season. I might have done that for 1 or 2 tax seasons. I can't really remember. Then I became a realtor. I got my realtor's license in Kentucky. I don't have it still. I haven't practiced real estate in many, many years. And I got my real estate license during 2008 housing crisis. That was the worst time to try to become a new realtor. Not to mention, I feel like I'm bad at sales though. People have always told me I feel like you would be so good at sales. I still haven't found the product that I want to sell. I don't think I'm good at sales. That is also when my marriage ended. I only did that for a little bit of time because when I got texted by my ex-husband that he didn't want to be married to me anymore, when he texted me that, I went into a complete spiral. I stayed in my house for a while, for days and days. I sat up and took care of my kids and everything, but I was not myself. We'll say that. And I just remember being in my house robe a lot and being depressed and watching wedding shows and crying. It was so pathetic. Then we moved out of that house, and me and my girls moved in with my sister in North Carolina. So that was in Kentucky. We moved to North Carolina. I stayed at home for a while. I didn't practice any real estate. I kind of just let my license go. I didn't do anything with it. I didn't try to transfer it or renew it or anything. I just let it go. After that, then I parlayed my real estate skills, even though I didn't really have much, into being a leasing agent at a local property for college students in Colby, North Carolina. If you know anything about that town, it's very podunk and on the side of a mountain. I'm a leasing agent in Colby, North Carolina. What job are we on? Dang, I forgot and I wasn't counting. Okay, so car hop, sandwich maker, daycare worker, tax worker. I had my real estate license 5. I'm in property management as a leasing agent 6. I moved to Raleigh and got a new leasing agent job at a different company. So technically 6, but also 7 because it was a whole different company. Had to apply, interview, all those things. Then decided I want to go back to school. So quit that job because I can't take that with me. There are no sister properties back in Colby, North Carolina. For some reason, don't go back to property management. I'm not quite sure why. I just didn't like it and I didn't want to go back. I don't really remember. But I went to go work at a local dive bar as a waitress. So now we're on job number 8. I get fired from that job for whatever reason. I worked there for probably a year, year and a half, somewhere around there. But I'm in school and it's hard for me to take care of my kids and work a job and have a full course load. Like, I was chaotic and all over the place, and I was trying to study when I could grab a second, late at night, early in the morning, middle of the day, anytime I was at the library or taking care of my kids. And thankfully for my mom, she did a lot of work and she stepped up and was mom during a lot of the days. Then I went to go work at a country club. I was a waitress. Then at some point, they moved me over to being a cart girl. I drove one of the little golf carts, and I was a cart girly on the golf course. Got fired from that job. I think I can count how many times I've got fired. I think that's number 3-ish. And I'm like, okay, crap, I've got to somehow make extra money because child support doesn't pay for much. And I get food stamps. That helps with food, but I still have other bills. Like, I had a car payment and stuff like that. So even with the child support, it really helped some months. And it helped my parents out with bills since I was living there and sucking off their energy, their power and stuff like that. So I helped them out a little bit, not much. At a local tax place, I became a tax preparer again, job number 11. I became a tax preparer again. I did that for only during the tax season. 1 or 2 tax seasons. I can't really remember. I remember her saying she didn't really have the money to hire me back, but she kind of needed the extra help. She's a very small business. And at some point during one of those tax seasons, I was also an internal audit at the college I was going to, Western Carolina. So job number 12. I think I got paid for that, but both of those were just part-time, Even though I only worked during the tax season, I wasn't working there every day or anything. I worked a couple days there, a couple days being an internal audit. They knew that I worked at each other's places, so they kind of worked around my schedule. And really great woman to work with and work for. Did that, job number 12. At some point, I went to go try to be a stripper. Oh my gosh. Literally, probably me and one other person knew about that job because I didn't want to tell anybody. I was so embarrassed. And still to this day, barely anyone knows. Even the guys that I've dated don't know. I've never told them. I guess they go and find out now if they watch my videos online. That's job number 13. I remember trying out for that job. It was like 3 men in the club. I mean, they didn't make me feel uncomfortable or anything, they were just doing their job, but I had to become topless. I remember I auditioned an interview to Beyonce's I can't really remember one of Beyonce's songs years and years and years ago. This is 2000, I don't even know, 2013 or something like that. I did that for one night. I didn't realize, but I think my phone ran out of storage, and so I never got to finish my freaking story. And while I was editing, I was like, job number 13. We have several more jobs. I'm gonna try to finish the story if my phone storage doesn't run out. I think I stopped at job number 13, but I didn't go back and include being a stay-at-home mom. So job number 14. Now we're on to job number 15. I went to go work at a bank. I was a credit analyst. I did that. While I was a credit analyst, I also worked at H Greg for a while. And for some reason, I quit that job, but I was still an analyst. I don't know why I quit H Greg, but I did. And then I went to go work at Belk's. I did that as well as being an analyst. When my kids went to go live with their dad, I had all the time to make extra money, and I had to because I had to pay child support on top of trying to survive off of $40K a year. It seemed like a lot back then, but honestly, I've always had a lot of bills. And I cried to my friend who is also an analyst, but at a bigger bank. And she was like, come to work here, you'll make 10,000 more-ish dollars doing the same job. So I went to Greensboro, went to a bigger bank, worked there as a credit analyst. Number 15, 16, 17, 18. Number 18 being a credit analyst, again, but at another bank. I had to apply, interview, all the things. Then after that, I went to become an underwriter, job number 19. Did that for a little bit, 6 months, cried so many months I cried myself to sleep doing that job. I was terrible at it, there was no training, all the things. It was not the good job for me. So I went back to being a credit analyst at a different company, so job number 20, I think. Then that department closed, so I had a new job. Went back to the same bank, they kind of just transferred me to a different department, and I was a loan closure. So I think that's job number 21. The last job I had, being a consultant, which is basically a commercial real estate insurance review agent kind of thing. Job number 21, and now I think job number 21, I'm looking for job number 22 or 23. Is this normal? Does everybody else have this many jobs in a lifetime? I'm 40, so it makes sense I would have a lot of jobs in the beginning, but I guess I'm not done.